having a fantabulously awesome day today. I have a stack of Halloween movies right here next to me, and I am going to show you which movies I thought were totally worth buying. I mean, if you look on television during October, pretty much every other station has a Halloween TV show, movie, this, that, and the other. I have here the movies that I actually thought were worth owning because they are movies that I watch over and over and over, and I'll be completely honest, not only during October, I'm kind of a 365 day a year Halloween person. First off, I am actually going to start off with some movies that a lot of people may not consider to be really the standard Halloween movies. They don't really have Halloween in the title. None of these actually take place on Halloween, but they have a sense of like gothic, kind of a gothic aura, I guess you can say. This is one that's definitely worth buying. It is a Tim Burton movie, and that's one thing I was going to mention. Tim Burton, most of Tim Burton's movies are pretty much what you could call like a Halloween. I can't really think of too many things that he's created in his normal stream of types of movies that aren't really Halloweeny. So The Corpse Bride is done by Tim Burton, and actually Johnny Depp does the voice of the groom in the movie, and Helena Bonham does the voice of the Corpse Bride. It's really cool. It's definitely worth getting. And then I have the new Dark Shadows. Now, I bought this movie, mainly, it wasn't even really in question about it. Johnny Depp is one of my favorite actors. Tim Burton, once again, is one of my favorite movie creators. I watch actually this entire series. I shouldn't say entire series. There's about the original series. It started back in the 1960s. I have watched about 1,500 consecutively. Watched 1,500 of the 2,300 episodes that they made of that movie, of that television show. And this is the movie that came out years later. And it's a really cool, like, kind of eerie type of movie. It's a lot like the television show, but even if you haven't seen it, it's really, really good. It's interesting. It's just kind of like it has that kind of dark edge to it. And if you're tired of watching, like, you know, Halloween 1 through whatever over and over and over again, then drop this in the mix. Another one that a lot of people are probably familiar with, Edward Scissorhands. Now, once again, it stars Johnny Depp, and Tim Burton is the creator, so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. It's definitely worth seeing, and it fits very well into the Halloween stream of things. Now, this movie, Nightmare Before Christmas, I think for the most part, most people do kind of look to this to be a Halloween movie. It just depends on which list you're looking at. You get it out around October, then certainly, you know, watch it through. I'll watch it in July. I don't really care. But it's, once again, it's Tim Burton, and it's almost more of a musical type animation. If you haven't ever seen it before, the soundtrack is amazing. Not only the soundtrack to this movie is amazing, but there is a soundtrack called The Nightmare Revisited, which Marilyn Manson does a track on it, and it's really, really good. It's a little bit heavier, it seems, than some of the music actually in this movie, but it's really, really good. Body Trolls. Actually, this is probably one of the most recent additions to my collection, and the way that I kind of keep my Halloween collect movies, I I keep them all together, even though I have movies of different genres and everything everywhere else. It's like, in order to be even in that stack, I'm kind of like OCD about it and everything. Like, you have to qualify as something that I consider to be a Halloween or a movie worthy of getting the title as one of my Halloween movies. And I decided once I got this a little while ago that this definitely was one. The Box Trolls, and this one is it's made by the creators of Coraline and Paranorman. If I had those two movies, I would have those in the stack. I don't own those. If I don't have those to show or anything, but Coraline and Paranorman are actually two movies definitely deserve to be in that whole mix of things. Then I have Monster House. Now, this movie, I cannot remember when this takes place. I really don't. It does not take place on Halloween. It's basically like a haunted house it's haunted really because of someone that died and is buried in the house actually, but it's an animation, so unlike normal haunted houses where, people are in the house and there's like some doors that are closing without a person actually closing them, or, hearing strange sounds and everything, this haunted house is actually like comes alive and like has a mouth and like opens its mouth and like eats kids up and stuff that get their balls and toys in the yard. It's really crazy. And now I have three movies that are really like kind of kids movies. The Dog Who Saved Halloween. It's so cute. I've watched it numerous times, and I think I got this from Target for like a couple of bucks. Spooky Buddies. Sure, everybody's familiar with the buddies, the dogs, and they kind of do every occasion, and they're really cute, and they talk. Those are really cool. Spooky the Square Pumpkin. I happened to stumble across this, I think one day I was watching the Disney Channel or something, and it actually does not take place on Halloween. It just kind of takes place in a pumpkin patch, so I'm going to assume it's probably around that season. But it is a real animation. It's actually a cartoon, unlike some of the more modern animations we have now that look pretty much real. This DVD that I got, it actually came with a little soundtrack of music and everything like that. So it's really cool. It's really cute. So I have all of mine. I think this is all of them if I grabbed all of them. Which now you could probably get them in one box set all put together, and even if you can't do that, these will most likely all be shown on some channel at some point in time. But this is the Halloween collection, the original Halloween collection, and we have Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch is one of my favorites. It is actually the only Halloween that has nothing whatsoever to do with Michael Myers or the street they lived on and the house or his sister that he's chasing and trying to kill and so forth and so on. This one is pretty much, it's about like some toy manufacturers that create these toys that kind of corrupt kids' brains and minds, and it's really cool. It's different. And then I always kind of they're the two Halloweens that Rob Zombie redid. Like, I think he is the best horror movie creator as far as I'm concerned, horror movie wise. Now, Tim Burton is just overall my favorite movie creator. So, but anyway, so those two, and then the Halloween Town High movie collection. I have the Halloween Town High, and then, I did that out of order. Halloween Town and Halloween Town 2, and then we have Return to Halloween Town, I'm kind of getting them out of order. I guess I could have read the back, but there's 4 of them. Halloween Town 2, Halloween Town High, and Return to Halloween Town. So, and I think this one is the latest, just mainly because it looks shinier. It looks like it was made more recently. Now these are two. It's the Trick or Treat. The Idle Hand. I love this movie, and like I said, it does take place on Halloween. It stars that kid that played in Final Destination. If any of you have seen that, it has Seth Green. It has Jessica Alba from years ago, and it is totally cool. I watch this all the time anyway. Trick or Treat, that one's kind of a spooky one. Hold off on until Halloween. It's pretty creepy. Of course, number one goes without saying, Hocus Pocus. Like I said, it goes without saying. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. That one almost goes without saying too. Both of these will probably be played like simultaneously over and over. There'll probably be entire channels dedicated to them. I have two that are just out of nowhere. This one is in my collection, but just in case you run out of anything else to do. I don't really even know if I'm really that crazy about it. I kind of just got it because of the name and the title. But it's okay to just have in the background, I suppose. I don't even know really too much how they got in there. And this one is really interesting. It's actually National Geographic's Halloween, what's it called? The Haunted History of Halloween. Explanation of kind of what Halloween is about, or just kind of where the history or the theories on the history and so forth and so on. And that is, that's that. And what I'll be watching in October, and what I suggest that you watch if you want to watch a good movie. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I love you guys, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that rectangular red